The last time a Democrat won a statewide election in Texas, Bill Clinton was president and Ann Richards was governor. We had to dig into the archives for the video, and that was more than 30 years ago. Now, Texas Democrats are trying something new to try to end that decades-long losing streak. The party is working to expand its operations across the state. Adam Schwager spoke with the party's leader, Kendall Scudder, about the plan and his response to critics.
Okay, start off, you're here to announce that not to announce, but to talk about you guys expanding offices to 5 locations across the state. What are those 5 locations and how will that differ from what the party has been doing prior?
Well, it's really exciting news because for the first time in Texas Democratic Party history, we're going to have 5 offices across the state. We're going to have offices in Dallas, Austin, and Houston that all share administrative responsibilities, and we're going to have organizing offices in Amarillo and Eagle Pass. The reason we're doing that is because in order to win Texas, Democrats have to start doing things differently. We can't keep doing things the way we've always done them. We need to build a working class army in 254 counties all across this state, leaving no community behind. We don't win elections by locking ourselves into rooms in Austin and trying to buy our way out of the problem. You can't put a sack of flour in the oven and expect it to make biscuits. So there are lots of steps you got to do in between. We're ready to put in the sweat equity, get it done.
So for those constituents who are near or in those cities where you're opening new offices, what can they expect to see out of the Democratic Party now that you're expanding?
They can expect to see a party that's organizing in their communities. You know, right now, let's just be honest, grassroots folks all across the state feel like they don't have any attachment or connection to the Texas Democratic Party. I think that's a shame. And when I got elected chairman of this party, I made very clear, I don't work for the political class, I work for the grassroots of this party. And we're going to bring the party to them. There's no reason that we should be getting clobbered the way we are out in the Panhandle. We're the party of working class people, and those are communities of working class folks. But if we aren't organizing out there, we're going to continue to just get shellacked out there. Best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago. Next best time's today, and we're ready to get that work done.
Looking back to 2018, right, where it was also a midterm for the first Trump election, it was a contested U.S. Senate race. It was very close in the end. How do you plan to possibly adjust that strategy or build upon that strategy where it was so close to try and actually push it across the finish line so it's not just losing by 3 points is considered a massive victory, but it's actually winning an election?
I think that the political class learned all the wrong lessons from 2018. They walked away from 2018 and said, well, that didn't work. Instead of saying, holy cow, showing up in every corner of this state and talking to people and shaking their hands and standing for something actually moved the needle in a big way. And if we do that cycle over cycle, that's how you start to move the state permanently. But if you retreat, if you go back to your ivory towers in major metropolitan areas or in Austin, and you just decide you're going to hand all your money to a bunch of consultants to try to buy our way out of this problem, then we're never going to make the progress that we did in 2018. I think Better or Work did a huge, huge service to our party and taught us what it meant to show up and to fight. We have an obligation to carry that banner further and not just let it lapse.
For a different perspective, we reached out to James Dickey, who led the Texas Republican Party during the 2018 midterm election. He also emphasized the importance of appealing to everyday Texans.
What is most important, frankly, from outside of any of his efforts or the efforts of our party leaders, is that the policies of the parties either do or do not reflect everyday Texans. That's what happened when the Republicans were able to flip Texas from the Democrat Party. It was because the Democrat Party left everyday Texans. The difference is right now we've got President Trump all the way down. Republicans are absolutely standing up for everyday Texans, and it's going to be reflected in the election results next year.
We also reached out to Texas Republican Party Chairman Abraham George for comment. He was not available to speak with us on camera, but he did send us a short statement about the changes for the Texas Democratic Party. He wrote, Kendall needs to do something. He just lost 1.1 million Texans in the last cycle. Numbers tell me he's going to lose another 1.6 this cycle, plus 5 congressional districts. That appears to be a reference to the newly redrawn congressional maps in Texas, which Republican lawmakers created to favor GOP candidates in 5 districts currently held by Democrats. An invasive fly moves closer to Texas with the potential to wreak havoc on our cattle industry.
I do not want it to get into the United States, and we have a plan.
But there is division over how to stop the species. One Texas leader says the current plan needs to change.